and they think kind of mentally thinking about it or psyching themselves up is going to kind of eliminate it or help them. First, why is it important to fix that? And then second, is there some exercise that guys can do now to kind of get them started, like a small thing they can do to get them started?
Well, first of all, I don't look at it as approach anxiety. I look at it as lack of desire.
Okay.
And the way I look at it is, if I have a gun to your head and I say, go over there and talk to that girl, you're probably going to do it. So your desire to survive is pretty high.
Right.
Okay, so approach anxiety, you know, to me it's just water under the bridge. A lot of guys get it because they're not in tune completely with themselves and what they're about, you know, and they don't have a strong foundation. That's why I've always followed the inner game, because I believe absolutely the inner game is the engine of the car. It's what gets it going. You know, the outside stuff and the gimmicks and the tricks, like I said in my book, it's like the fuzzy dice hanging from the, you know, the rearview mirror. Without inner game, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
You know, if you don't believe that it's going to work, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you deserve to be somebody with a beautiful woman, or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever you want, you're not going to do it. It's going to come across on your nonverbals.
Right.
And that's why I believe that's the most powerful way of going across. And then this is about self-improvement. You're not going to get a little thing and all of a sudden be a pickup artist, whatever, if that's what you want to be, overnight. You know, this is about constantly evolving. That's why I even like going to these things. I don't believe in a lot of the pickup stuff or what some of the guys are teaching. However, if I learn something that I can add to my arsenal or my toolbox or my knowledge, then it's worth it for me.
Right.
And that's the nice thing about that. A simple tip of what you can do to get over that is, first of all, realize what's going on. Like, slow down the time when you're there. Like, figure out and analyze what's going on. Are you saying stuff to yourself? Are you feeling it? Are you seeing yourself, you know, being rejected? Do you think that it doesn't matter? You know, first analyze that out first, and then do something. I always say baby step it, and do one little thing. Like, what is one thing you can do? May not get you all the way there, but what's the next step to get there? It could be simple as, like, okay, you see a beautiful woman, you want to go up there and say, you know, she's gorgeous. You know, it could just simply walking straight up to her and just saying, hey, I just wanted to meet you, with no outcome. Not worrying about, hey, you know what, she's going to reject me or anything like that. Just say, hey, you know what, I thought you were beautiful, and walk away. You know, a lot of these guys say, oh my God, she rejected me. And you're just beating yourself up. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. And
it's also insane to think that, you know, the guys think, oh, this one girl rejected me, there's not enough women. Man, there's 3 billion women on the planet, 3 billion. And I tell guys, especially lately, do you know what that number is? Like, if you think of seconds, you know, you know how many seconds are in a million?
I have no idea.
It's roughly around, I believe, like 12 days. Okay. Do you know how many seconds are in a billion? 27 years.
Jesus Christ.
Times that by 3, and then you got the amount of women on this planet.
Shit.
So if you just take something small, like America has 300,000, or 300 million people living in America. 300 million. If you just go and take New York City, imagine that everyone in New York City is just a girl. And that's only a small percentage of America. If you can't see abundance there, like walking in your city and just seeing women everywhere and take all the guys out, you know, you're out of your mind.
Right.
So they got to keep that it's not a big deal. There's so many women out there. Out of 3 billion, you don't think you can find at least 100,000 that would be perfect for you? And that's what you really want to tune in. You don't want a girl just to go get her. I think you want someone who's going to be tuned in to what you want, that enjoys the things you want, that you're going to have a good time with. That's where it matters. That's where it counts. That's where it feels good, where you want to hang out and develop multiple relationships if that's what we want. You don't want to hang out with some girl who's got a bad attitude, and she may look pretty on the outside, but she's got a bad attitude or things like that. You know, think of yourself as a archaeologist, like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Women Dome, whatever. Like, it's going to be an exploration.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to go through those trials and tribulations. And I tell guys, if there was a treasure and it was 10 feet below where you're at right now, but you had to dig through the cement and all the bullshit and all the rocks and things to get there, would you do it? And they say, yeah. And I said, okay, cool. If there was another treasure beneath that 10 feet and it was the same stuff, would you continue to do it? Yeah, it's the same thing. If you knew if you're in the field with cow shit everywhere, and you knew that under every 10th cow shit there was a coin of gold, but you picked it up and there had to be a bunch of bullshit. There could be spiders and all kinds of things. Would you pick those up to look for them, to get the gold? And if the answer is yes, then good. Then you're the type of person who will do good in this. If you think it like every single one you should pick up, there should be a gold there, or you dig 1 inch and you should find a treasure chest, then you're going to fail.
Right.
And that's what inner game is about, is understanding that this is a means to get better. Not only in this, but in life. We have that confidence here now. You can expand that to your business. You can expand it to your family. You can expand it to everywhere you really want to. And that's what this is about. It's about self-improvement.
So I'm hearing you say it's almost like a numbers game. So many women. And it's not about getting everyone. It's about getting the one.
Well, I wouldn't say the one. I'd say, maybe it could be a group of them.
Yeah, yeah. But the one that you can get along with, not every girl. You don't want every girl.
Well, some guys do, but it's not realistic.
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
I don't care who you are. You can go up there. There's going to be girls that don't even think Brad Pitt's good looking.
Yeah.
And so it's just not realistic.
Okay.
So you have to build up it's almost like a callus to not worrying about other people's judgments on yourself.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter. A friend of mine that I do this Master Series membership thing, he talks about it, and he said something very interesting. He said, look, it's not personal. When you go into a store and you pick Cheerios, you didn't reject the Captain Crunch. It's just not your taste.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the same way it is. It doesn't matter. They're not rejecting you. It's just not their taste. And all these guys think all of a sudden all their issues come up about they're not good enough. It's like, that's ludicrous.
Right.
So it's about building a healthy mindset about who you are, what you want to create. I don't want to say attract, but create, because it's more proactive. And if you get that in a line and integrated with who you are, then you have that peace, you have that understanding. And I'm a little older now, so I've been through that. I've done all the crazy stuff. And now it's a matter of just really being at peace and enjoying the life you have, and looking back and going, it was a journey. Right. To go through all those situations. It wasn't always easy. There was times where you're like, damn, man, I'm on a dry streak. It's not about who you are. It's just about the circumstances or where you're at in the universe at that point in time, or the type of women you're around or with. But the point is, can you get to the point where you're completely content?
Right.
And enjoying the lifestyle that makes you happy?
Right.
And that's success.
So